all, was he bold? He was bold enough to do only the things that El Shaddai could do. Create something out of nothing, or take something and make more of the same substance. Defy nature, time and distance, and matter. This Elohim, Jehovah God, El Shaddai, and Eliam, God Most High. We're focusing on the biblical God of the Bible, who is Jesus of Nazareth. And if you don't believe that Jesus of Nazareth is Elohim, El Shaddai, Jehovah God, El Elohim, if you don't believe that, then you don't have any connection. You don't have any connections to El Shaddai. You may have once had, or at some future time you may have, but presently, if you don't believe in this fellow called Jesus of Nazareth, you don't have any connection. Now, there are three things that I want to mention about John 3:16, because that's a familiar passage. But I want to mention three things out of John 3:16 that you should be aware of, because your eternal destiny is dependent upon these three things. For God so loved the world that he gave. And who did he give? He gave his only begotten Son. Why? That whosoever believeth in him should not perish. So, but have everlasting life. I want to mention God, Son, and perish, because it says should not perish, not that you will perish. So in Christianity, we are not concerned about going to hell. A Christian does not have any business being concerned about going to hell, because the object of his faith was not to perish. And if you're a Christian, then you have fulfilled God's requirement not to perish. I say, if you're a Christian, you have fulfilled God's requirement not to perish. If you are not a Christian, you have not fulfilled God's requirement not to perish. Yeah. Let me say this. We're talking about the big three in religion. There's more than 5,000 others, but I'm talking about the big three of the 5,000 plus. But most of the world religions are engaged in spiritual warfare against a common enemy. In a peaceful coexistence. It's no need of the Roman Catholics fighting the Lutherans, because we have the same common enemy. It's no need of Islam fighting Christianity and Judaism, because we all have the same common enemy. And his name is death. D-E-A-T-H. I don't know anyone in Christianity other than Jesus Christ and Elijah that have not tasted death. Oh, Enoch. Enoch, Elijah, and Jesus Christ. And neither Enoch nor Elijah claimed to be El Shaddai. But this one, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he claims to be Elohim, Jehovah God, El Shaddai, and El Elyon. He claimed to be all three. Well, you might say, Reverend Lee, didn't they crucify Jesus? Yeah. They crucified him. And he died. He was buried. But he rose again on the third day. I know. The record says that he rose again on the third day. And we have testimony of more than 500 eyewitnesses. And for the last 2,000 years, plus or minus a few years, those apostles have been giving testimony, have been witnessing to the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth. All people everywhere are fighting a common enemy. And that enemy is death. Lutherans, Presbyterians, Eastern Orthodox, Apostolic, Holiness, Pentecostal, Hindus, Buddhists, Methodists, Calvinists. We're all fighting the same enemy, death. Let me show you from the scripture, from this Holy Bible, Hebrews chapter 2, verses 14 through 17. And what's important about a religion is the extent to which they are believable about how to conquer death, the grave, and hell.